Hi, guys. Good evening, and welcome back once again to the EdWord. I'm your host, Eddie, and in tonight's video, I will be doing my film review for the latest Netflix film that just hit online earlier today. I just got done watching it and really liked it. The Silence. For those of you who are unaware, this is the movie that you probably saw a trailer for about a week ago, starring Stanley Tucci and I'm sorry if I butcher that last name, Stanley Tucci and Miranda Otto. It looks like it looked like a kind of like a ripoff, or like it was inspired by A Quiet Place. And after watching it, it was, but it was still an enjoyable film. And for those of you who haven't watched it or seen it yet, don't keep watching or listening to this review, as I will be going into spoilers and plot details. So again, if you haven't watched The Silence and you want to, don't keep watching and listening, as I will be going into spoilers. That being said, spoilers starting from here on out, starting now. Yeah, I could see why people are comparing it to A Quiet Place or saying it's a ripoff of A Quiet Place, and there are some familiar elements. I mean, a post-apocalyptic setting, a family struggling to survive, and predators that can only hunt by sound. Although, if you think about it, Quiet Place was not the first film to have a movie where people were trying to survive while coping with monsters that hunted by sound. Need I remind you guys of the Tremors series, the Tremors franchise? It was the movie from back in the 90s with Fred Ward and Kevin Bacon, where they were the two handymen who were forced to step up and save the day from their desert town being eaten by underground man-eating worms. Those creatures hunted by sound. And then we also had A Quiet Place from last year, which was great. And now we have this movie. Although this movie kind of combined two subgenres of horror for me. It combined the post-apocalyptic genre, which I love, and it also combined the creature feature genre, in terms of like the creatures themselves. Because normally a creature feature sees a tiny town or a small community being terrorized, and the citizens grouping up to defend themselves and fight back against these creatures. Where in this case, it was more on a nationwide or global setting, where we see millions, if not billions, of these bat-like pterodactyl creatures they call vesps, terrorizing the nation, if not the entire world. And then that's where the post-apocalyptic part comes into play. But you know what? Despite it being inspired, if not a ripoff of Quiet Place, I still enjoyed the movie. I thought it was entertaining. It had some good scary moments, and I enjoyed the story that they told. I was a little confused at first if the girl was actually deaf, or in the scenes where she was seen speaking, if that's how she feels and sounds in her mind when she's communicating with someone despite using sign. But I thought that aspect of it was pretty cool, though. And I also love the fact that the stakes were heightened, like in A Quiet Place, where you can't really do anything outside or in general anymore without being too loud, which forces everyone to adapt. And this movie had the set. This movie had the things that made a post-apocalyptic film: a nice, nurturing family, hostile survivors, hostile threats like weather, bad conditions, and most importantly, the predators. And I really enjoyed it. Overall, I really liked it. I'm really pleased with the way it ended. I'm pleased that none of the main characters died besides Grandma, R.I.P. Grandma, but she went out pretty badass, if you ask me. And then the girl was reunited with her long-lost love. They found each other when the family went up north to avoid the vests because they don't like the intense cold. And now they're surviving. It's like humanity, they're going to see if humanity can evolve as much as these creatures. And it looks like these creatures won't last long if it gets that cold. So I like it. I enjoyed the movie, and I thought it was a nice blend of a creature feature / a post-apocalyptic film. And I gotta say, I really enjoyed it. Yeah, it was pretty similar to A Quiet Place, but that doesn't really bother me, because if I was entertained, that's all I care about. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. What did you think of The Silence? Did you like it? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Were you expecting more, expecting less? I want to hear your thoughts and opinions and your feedback down below in the comments section. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this movie as much as I did. The Silence is now streaming on Netflix. That's where you can watch it. I hope you enjoy it. Have a wonderful rest of your night, and of course, until next time, may the Force be with you.